back every double Sunday. What is that? By Sunday, or you know, every other Sunday in the month. And here today, we are going to about friendship. Now, as you know, Beyond the Niche podcast is a podcast that's dedicated to persons over the age of 40, pretty much 45, who are trying to get away from some of that traditional mindset that they've had. And when I said traditional, I'm not talking about your spiritual journey. I'm literally talking about some of the things that we've learned, the ins and out, the he's and haws. And so that's what this show is dedicated to, a 45 and older crowd, you know what I'm saying? Who's just trying to live, trying to get through life without any drama, just, podcast is real chill, real vibe, And so hey, about friendship. What about your friends? You know, our tolerance level, I don't know about y'all, but my tolerance level is almost null and void. Like, I will beef with, okay, that is my life, and go out of town because I go friends who like to chase their glory days, their high school days, whatever. Okay. And let's talk about that today. But before we get started, like we always do, we want to introduce the voice in the sky, my girl and owner of the After Party Radio, Montana. Girl, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty darn good. Thank you for asking.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Glad, glad, glad. Now, you know how we start off, Montana. We got our two feature segments. We want to talk about what grind our gears. So,
Yes.
for me, grinding the gears, listen, I had a topic and I said I was going to write it down. But girl, let me tell you something. My granddaughter, my 5-year-old granddaughter came over to my house acting a plum fool, like she's not with me all the time, and crying and screaming outside of my house like I was dragging her in to be kidnapped. So my plex, what grind my gears, is them ungrateful little grandbabies that we be having. That's what grinds my gears, okay? I am beefing with a 5-year-old. Yes, I love my girl. Everybody that knows me knows I love my girl to the moon and back. I credit her with saving my life after my mom passed, but that little girl, I was ready to box her down. You hear me? And so it's just the way that sometimes, because when we're always there for our grandbabies, they feel like they got a right to kind of, snub us from time to time. And that was her first time really snubbing me. So my grandma, I was in my grandma feelings, girl. So what got on your nerves?
That
since
you
the
know
last
what?
time I
That's
saw
funny
you?
that you said that because that grinds my gears. So these kids do grind my gears, and I know you probably didn't see that, but maybe the people out there in social media world, I know they seen it. Pink Face, which is Blueface daughter.
Oh,
You
okay.
know who Blueface is, right? You
Not
gotta know who Blueface.
really. I've heard. Is it a girl?
It's
Who's
a
it's the
guy.
girl? No, it's
He's got a supposedly a pseudo baby with Krishan Rock. You don't know, these are people, Ivy, I can imagine you don't know. The reason why I know them is because I have a 19-year-old and a 21-year-old.
right,
So I
right.
know who these people are. But anyway, Blueface has a daughter. Her name is Journey, but we call her Pink Face, okay?
Okay, Pink Face.
And baby, she's a cusser.
How old is she?
She can't be more than 4. She's a cusser,
Right
and
there.
not only
Them
is she a
parents.
cusser, so the parents let her, they kind of ignore her when she starts with her tantrums, right? Well, recently she was with her grandmother and decided she was gonna pop her grandmama.
Now I know we
While
said
and
don't look off camera, but hold
while
on.
a camera was rolling, and
Tell me the grandma
Clarissa
lit that.
she did.
Okay.
She popped them legs.
Okay.
She popped them legs, and I
Good.
was so glad because, have you ever seen a kid so bad that you just wish somebody would tag their tail?
Girl,
like you just be like inside, you like,
Just like this?
would somebody just get her?
Just let me get her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have, and I hope that my grandgirl don't. Listen, I have no problem becoming a deadbeat grandma. I have not been a deadbeat grandma. I've been with my granddaughter almost weekly and had her more than a week since she was 3 weeks old. She's 5 now. So I'm not a deadbeat grandma. But after this past, it just happened a day ago, but after I was ready to become a deadbeat grandma, I was like, I will put you out my house and never see you again. I'm good. I had to calm down. I almost started crying because I was like, why are you acting like this with me? And but shout out to her parents, Victoria and Nick, because they band together and they got on her so bad. And D, sweet, nice D, my oldest son, he had a long conversation. He was like, you can't go around hurt my mama feeling. That's my mama. Nick was like, hold on now. I let you get away with some stuff, but you can't go around hurting my mama feelings. So I felt special that my boys was like, not my mama. And her mama was also like, not my mama, So I felt good that they, got on me. She came with the crocodile tears. I'm sorry. And I just looked at her like, girl, I would thump you on your forehead. Like, I'm still beefing. That's just, it's the ungratefulness of the grandbabies, not the kids. We got adult kids, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much F them kids. But it's the grandbabies because, you pour so much into your grandbabies. So that's what got on me. That little segment was dedicated to my 5-year-old granddaughter. I love you to death, little girl, but not never again. Bet you better tempt my spirit with a throat punch because I might not win. But anyway, so so she was right. She was right. Sometimes you just want to go from this to one of these and a pullback. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you gotta remember when you're going forward with this one of these, you gotta open that back up and flip that wrist a little bit. So
long as the camera ain't going.
Yeah,
but
right.
What's grinding my gears? I told y'all last week I have road rage, and this week, what's grinding my gears even more is the motorcycle drivers. I'm sick of them. Just on the way here, because now that we've got FIFA in Dallas, okay.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay, we got all the traffic. Okay,
yeah.
We were in a little bit of traffic that is normally not there, like on Sundays.
You was white knuckle, wasn't you?
Girl. So I'm just going, we're already in this traffic, and I really don't understand why motorcycle drivers get to ride in between cars. Why do they get that right? Why can't they wait like illegal. Everybody? What? That is not illegal. They can't. I thought they can ride between cars.
No, you can't. I have my motorcycle license. You actually cannot. It's I forgot what it's called, but you cannot ride the dotted lines.
Yeah,
you cannot.
Well, why are they doing it?
Because they know you can't do nothing on 4 wheels, and if you hit them, then it's attempted vehicular homicide.
Well, DPS, I need y'all to do y'all job because
lane splitting. That's what it's called.
Okay, I need DPS to do their job because that grinds my gears. Because I almost didn't see his tail.
Yeah.
And what if I didn't see you and you doing that lane switching? You talking what you say? Lane switching?
Lane splitting.
And I didn't see you and I knocked your tail off that bike, then who is wrong?
Him or her. They are actually wrong. Can they sue you? Yes, but once you prove that they were splitting the lane, then...
Let me tell you a funny story. I'll make this real quick. I won't do it like Jennifer Lewis. Jennifer Lewis tells the best stories.
She does.
But I won't do it like Jennifer Lewis.
She is funny.
But I need y'all to picture this moment, okay?
Don't tell me you almost hit somebody.
So I'm leaving I'm turning right on a one-way street. Mm-hmm. I look to my left and I see no cars are coming. I'm like, okay, no cars are coming. And I did look to my right, but it was like a quick, and then I start turning. And as I'm turning, y'all, I'm hearing, no, stop, don't hit me. And next thing I know, I've got fries and a strawberry shake coming down my windshield. Okay.
Girl, no. They hit you?
I hit someone. I get out the car, I throw it in park. I run around the car. I'm like, what did I hit? What did I hit? You know, I see a Whataburger bag on top of my hood. I'm like,
You was like, I don't even eat Whataburger.
what the heck? And it was a dude. He was in a motor-powered, like, wheelchair thing.
Montana, even worse.
So we called 911. I did not flee the scene. We called 911.
The fact that was an option.
The paramedics was there helping him. He was bleeding, you know, from his knees and everything.
Of course.
He's sitting there telling the paramedic, he like, ooh, ah. They like dabbing the stuff on his knee. And the dude was like, the paramedic guy was like, do you feel that? He said, no, but it looked like it hurt. Because keep in mind, he's paralyzed. He's paralyzed from the waist down. So anywho,
Ma'am, I got on mascara. You would not make my mascara run from trying to hold in this laugh. Baby, I would have fell out.
when the police came, he was like, yeah, I was coming from Whataburger and I'm just coming, and she just turned and she hit me, and I want her information, and I want this and I want that. And the police said, sir, you're getting a ticket because you're in a motorized vehicle and you were on the wrong side of the road. So we ain't giving you nothing but a ticket. And I got in my car and
With his bag and fries still on top of your car. Now he got to roll back to
that's what I'm
Whataburger.
telling y'all.
Oh, my God.
Y'all with these motorcycles and motorized vehicles, wheelchairs, I don't give a dang.
Girl,
Get out of my way.
listen, she drives a red vehicle. If y'all see any red vehicles driving down the street, just as
Get out of my way.
Montana. She's got she got locks. She got girly locks. Just know you see a girl with a locks in a red vehicle, just assume it's her and get out the way. Dallas Fort Worth, you have been warned. Okay,
You have been warned.
And if you on 2 or 4 wheels,
It don't even matter. I don't
Unless-
care.
just lock she
Wheelchair
right
or
there.
not.
If you
It
don't have
matter.
no doors, just know she coming for you.
Girl, I almost felt bad for him because I was like,
Not
gotcha. You thought you was going to give me, but you didn't.
Until you said no.
Yeah.
You don't
okay,
feel
so,
nothing. It look
hey,
like it
sorry.
hurt. Man, I would have been like, bro, come on now. Like, let's wrap this up. Like, come on, let me push you out the middle of the road. Come on now. So, all right. So that's what grind our gears. Montana, she don't like motorcyclists. So if you don't have doors on your car, if you have doors, but specifically if you ride them, stay out of her way. You have been warned. And so that's what grinds our gears. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, it's been a good 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And all right, so as y'all know, Montana and I have a virtual book club called Booked on Facebook. We are on Facebook. You can request to join. This is where we talk about books. We talk about different topics like what our favorite genre is, what we're reading, kind of have open discussions about books that we select or books that we're currently reading. So, Montana, what are you reading this week?
Because I'm using the phone that have the books on it to do our broadcast, I can't.
You can't
like
look?
that title just
Okay.
left my mind
Hold
because
on.
I think I sent it to you and said
You did.
and said I'm reading this.
All right, let me go to.
I think it was Temper Me. Was it
Temper Me. Yes,
Yeah.
I would select it, but I don't want it to pop up.
And what's her name? Alexander. Is that from Alexandra?
You know what? I don't know. Temper Me is going to open up the opening credits. Let me go to the library. Alexandria House. She writes some good books.
I love her. I
Yeah,
love
she
her.
writes
So
some
whenever
dang on good
I
books.
see, so let me tell you what I do time to time. I'll go in Audible and I'll click her name as an author. So if I see a book that is free, I'm gonna read it.
Right.
Because it's free and it's hers.
Well, put it in our wish list because you know what? We share passwords around here. So, we in cahoots with writing, reading, and stuff like that. Yeah, as y'all know, she's an Audible girly. I am a Kindle Unlimited girly, and so I am reading this week Blood Slaves by Marcus Redmond. It is a vampire tale about the vampires, the slaves turning into vampires, and y'all
slaves that are turning into vampires.
we were kidnapped from the continent of Africa. You know what I'm saying? Vampires were in Africa. Some of them had just, became slaves, but they were weakened because the plague had broke out centuries beforehand. And so they were kind of like underground, too weak to fight the white folks that came and snatched them up. You know what I'm saying?
So what gives them power? Blood, right?
Indeed. What would
so
you rather
that's
be?
why I'm like, it's already. Because I'm like, okay, if y'all too weak, bite somebody.
Well, they can't. Well, okay. So the way the book
and I ain't even read the book. I don't
by
even
Marcus
know.
Redmond. It is a good book.
Okay.
What happened is, say 1700s. 1700s, they were, going around pillaging, sucking the blood out of their fellow tribesmen, right?
Okay.
Something happened. A plague came out. They could no longer drink the blood from the people. They would freeze up or die or whatever instantly upon drinking the blood. So the ones who survived felt like, okay, well, we can no longer drink the blood, right?
Okay.
So they stopped drinking the blood and started drinking animals and, lesser things blood that does not equate to human blood, right? So 300 years pass, they don't realize they can actually drink human blood, and they're scared of human blood because of the issues that occurred with the human blood from the plague that was, in their bloodstream or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So they get captured and appear to be regular humans taken over to the America, you know what I'm saying, by the whatever. Keep my opinion to myself. And then, they become slaves or whatever. And then one of the black guys, one of the slaves make friends with the vampire. And he was like, hey, why you have to have on this full garment on? Like, because he's fully covered. Why do you have to have this on? And he tells him, so he gives him some of his blood. Because he's like, I don't believe that you a vampire. He was like, but I am. He was like, prove it. He bit him, and he was like, oh, snap, you are. And so dude, regained his strength, y'all ain't poisonous no more? He was like, I don't remember us being poisonous, but okay. So then it's on and popping. And that's where I am. I'm in the on and popping part.
On and popping? Okay.
Yeah, but he like, hey, y'all want to become a vampire? Come holler at us. And then the to me, she's an antagonist. She's not a protagonist. She's the woman who's like, no, keep your head down. We could just make a good life here, slave, even though they rape us and they rape me.
It's always one.
And she trying to convince everybody, and she got this old buffoon dude that's like, yeah, do what she say. Let's just stay slaves. And everybody's like, girl, I'd rather be dead killing these white folks than sit up here and let them beat us, torture us, kill us, and you know what I'm saying, to rape us. And she's like, no, let's just be good to Massa, and eventually he'll see our worth. So I'm hoping she dies.
Okay.
That's my hope. Her and her baby. But that's the book that I'm reading. So
I have one thing to say, and this isn't about the book, which that does sound interesting.
It's a good book.
And I'm not going to lie. I did, when you told me you were reading that book, I did go and look at the title details, and I said, if I can't find anything else to read, I'll try it.
No, girl, the books that I have read, I cannot talk to you about them here.
Okay.
While that camera is on.
Okay.
This is a text phone call. Some books that we read, we cannot discuss.
Cannot talk about
and y'all will not know. Okay? But I have stumbled upon some books that I'm just like, something has got to be mentally wrong if I can sit there through this whole book and read it. Like, I've read some interesting books. Like, I'm at 126 books read for the year.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know you are about to get on your topic.
About to get into the topic.
What about your friends? And I'm wanted to just say this, okay? You and this really should have fell under what was grinding my gears
Okay.
because I did a whole video about it. But I also wanted to talk to you about it because I think that I'm hoping there was a video that you sent me about, for your show that I felt like kind of brings that in.
Okay.
This whole Oprah Winfrey and Whitney Houston thing. Now, I know they weren't girlfriends, but Whitney trusted Oprah as a lot of black people did, in entertainment. Trusted her, came to her, to let her be the one, to get these stories
Yes.
and so forth
She
and
was
so
a gatekeeper
on.
of our truths.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And what I saw happen this week with her sharing.
Now, what did she say? Because I have not seen the video. Once I heard Oprah, I tend to stray away from things that deal with Oprah because I know how invested she is in the downfall of Black America. You know what
Okay,
I'm
so
saying?
you feel like she is.
I do believe that she is heavily invested in the downfall of Black America.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And she's the girl, Gertie, in the book. They takes care of us. The wise we want to lead a plantation, boss. Y'all stay. That's her.
To me, and I will just say, well, I'm going to tell you what she did, what she said, but I will categorize Oprah as being that friend who, I categorize her as two different type of friends I don't want around me. One that you don't want your secrets told to because on mad days she gonna start singing like a canary.
Yep.
And two, she's that friend that you have to preference everything with, but don't tell nobody. And I shouldn't have to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, why I can't freely just have,
That's me.
Okay.
If I gotta say, don't tell nobody.
I ain't telling you.
You better believe that, because I trust that because people already don't know a lot about me. I'm pretty much an open book. All you have to do is, but people really don't know me. Even though I show people who I am, it's always that raised eyebrow. Be like, she can't be that, because I'm very truthful in who I am and what I expect out of people that I'm around. But if I got a preference, don't tell nobody, then I'm pretty much gonna probably on the fly add some, and I saw dragonfly type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And,
You so funny.
There's going to
put
be
something
two
on, you
truths.
gonna put
You know what I'm
little
saying?
sauce on it.
Two lies and a truth with me. Like just
Well,
to
yeah,
see your
if I
reaction.
got to do that with you, honey,
don't-
I'm not telling you
No.
a thief, okay?
No.
But what she did, I do not know who the white man was, who she sat across from, okay? Which I was even very appalled at that.
What I tell you.
Okay.
Boss, let me tell you.
And I'm gonna be honest, I did not see the entire interview that she had with him, so I don't know why she decided to tell this story, because it almost felt like it came from left field. There was no relevance to her telling it.
Kind of like, I went grocery shopping and
But she was, look, okay, Whitney is pleased with me telling this story. That's why that happened. But anyway.
Did somebody come close that door?
No, it does that. It does that. Because it's not strong enough to hold it. But
Baby,
basically-
hold on, Montana. Wait.
Okay.
We sitting here in this studio.
Open it back.
And the door closes out of nowhere. There is nobody in this studio.
was
but
just-
the door the door is a
It was some
spring-loaded door.
stoppers. Yeah, put them in the front. Thank you.
The door is
The
a spring-loaded
stoppers
door.
are
Yeah.
not heavy duty. They kind of flimsy. So
But
they
the
don't
way
really
I
hold it.
was about to run off this camera.
Ivy did not move. Y'all saw
No,
she
that
didn't
was
even
fear
move.
immediately and verification. You did you see me rationalize it? It was, did somebody close that door? No. Then the next ration, okay, it's spring loaded and it's too heavy. If you had no answers for those two questions, Montana,
Okay.
we would have wrapped this show up.
Well, so I don't know where the conversation came. It came from left field, but she basically said that Whitney Houston was high when she did this special tribute. I think it was in 2009 that Whitney would have done this tribute on her platform, and that Whitney was so high that she fell off the stage.
And didn't Oprah fall on stage?
Yes. So, but anyway. So anyway,
Thank you,
I saw
Whitney.
that video today because they've been dragging Oprah since.
She don't care.
And
She
they
ain't even on
posted
social
that
media.
video. Well, they posted that video and I thought it was funny. But anyway, so
We're
she
good now.
so she said that Whitney had failed because she was so high. When Pat Houston said no, which is her sister-in-law.
Okay.
She said yes, Whitney did fall, but Whitney fell because it was dark. She was on an unfamiliar stage,
right.
and she didn't see where her footing was to go. That's why she fell. Anyway, but during the taping of this thing, they were doing rehearsal. So it wasn't even the actual performance, but it was her rehearsal for this performance. Oprah had audience members. She said she got, and this is what she telling the white man, okay, that she begged the audience, because she said people had their phones out, they were recording. She said she begged them, do not share, do not post, because she felt like it would destroy Whitney, because Whitney was trying to do a comeback. And she felt like it would destroy her, and she knew that it would, and she was so adamant. And Pat agreed that when it happened, she said Oprah did exactly what she said. So my thought is, so why you wait years later
To even mention
it, and now that this woman is no longer here to even defend?
because people know Whitney was about to smoke, baby. I was in New York. Do you remember? Did y'all ever hear her and Wendy Williams going off on each other?
Yeah,
And Wendy,
of course
she said,
we
"I
heard
will
it.
go to come to the station." I was in New York, literally in New York at that time. I heard it live and living color. I thought it was like a skit, a joke. Baby, Whitney Houston was on her way to the Wendy Williams show to bring the fire. That's why Oprah,
But Oprah she's that kind of friend.
She-
She's that kind of friend that you don't want to be your, like, girl, like, really?
she's only your friend for benefits because you know she got connections. She don't mind spending the money so she can say, "Oh, I helped you." And if you that type of person that don't mind somebody helping you because they got it, then she's perfect to say, "That's my friend." You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Oprah says she want to go out to eat. You know
But
she
it's
gonna
like
pay
her
for it.
and Gail, to me, they have this inability to read the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just
Perfect for each other. That's why they've been
Perfect.
together for so many years. You know, hey.
perfect.
Well, and I'm
But what about your friends?
What about your friends, girl? You know, once we get over a certain age, Montana, like we talking about Oprah, our desire to deal with, like, when we're younger, as you know, when we're younger, some of us, not all of us, of course. So when I talk, I'm not talking in terms of totality. I'm talking about experience. When we're young, we're typically that's my girlfriend, hey girl, because we're still trying to find out who we are, what we like. You know what I'm saying? We're not too sure in the early 20-year-old stage, mid 20s. You know, we don't really start becoming truly aware of ourselves until we're probably over 45, when we've done lived some things, got some things under our belt, right? And so I realized that sometimes it's okay for that circle that you thought you had to drift away, right? To not say that's my best friend, that's my friend. You know what I'm saying? People are like, well, oh, I'm the type of friend that I can go months or weeks or years and not talk to you, and we pick up and talk. Well, no, at some point we have to realize that's a downgrade. We've downgraded that person in our lives, but we still give the title of friend, right? I can honestly say I can literally probably count on one hand the number of people that I consider somebody I'll pick up the phone and be like, girl, this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Montana, honestly, is one of those people. I mean, it doesn't have to be reciprocal, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But she is one of those people I'll pick up and be like, girl, let me just tell you what happened, right?
Wait a minute. I feel like, why you have to say it doesn't have to be reciprocal?
Because sometimes
It's
you're not that.
reciprocal.
It is, but what that caveat is, we feel like friendships always have to be reciprocal to each other.
They should be. I'm sorry.
Wait. Before
you
Let me tell you why.
Okay, because I'm gonna say this. Tell us, what does reciprocal mean?
That you give the same that you're giving out. Listen, but wait, there's more. Why I say it doesn't, because I feel like in our lives as we are older, every friendship is stacked according to a particular need. You know what I'm saying? Whereas for you and I, for instance, we share a lot of commonality. Business, you know what I'm saying? You know, grandchildren, children, or whatever, you know, crazy older children, you know what I'm saying? We share the experience, so many like experiences. I have other people that I call friends. We don't have those shared experiences. So what I might tell you, I won't be able to say to them. So, and I know that they have shared experiences that they won't be able to share with me. I don't expect to know all of my friends' business.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
fine.
That's what I
fine.
call reciprocal
Okay, see,
friendship,
that's not
where we're
reciprocal.
telling all
No.
of you, like, girl, let me tell you,
No.
I had pooped in my
See,
poop
that's
was
not.
green.
That's no.
No.
That doesn't.
But energy, yes.
Yes.
Put the energy in our friendship, yes.
Yes.
But the quality of in my opinion, the quality of information, because sometimes we miss it. I believe friendship is going to forever be a proving process. We're forever going to be, you know, checking and changing, just like I said about my children. Sometimes you do have to do check-ins with those you call friends to make sure, you know, like, are we still vibing? Because, hey, when I experienced my loss, you were there. You know what I'm saying? Little quick check-in here and there. I didn't want people around me. You feel me? So those people who knew but didn't call me, I learned through that experience. When I lost my mother, I had a friend, shout out to Aura. I had a friend at that time. She had never lost a parent. She had never lost a parent or anyone. So for her, she was unsure how to assist me with grief.
I can see
During that time, I was upset about it. But then I had to realize everybody processed grief differently. For her, she had never lost anybody. So she was like, she told me, she froze. She apologized and she was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what to do. And I know you're not a hugger or somebody that like people in their personal space. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, I did. And she's that person. She's a hugger. She's a lay on the couch with you, you know, wrap you in love. And she was like, but that's not your personality. She said, so I didn't know how to love you through your grief. Right. Mm-hmm. And so that just taught me, like, okay, you know what? Friendships have different needs, you know what I'm saying? And different requirements, different compartments or different areas in your life to be had, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When there needs to be laughter, I, myself, and Naomi, our other friend, we're making jokes, sending memes to each other, talking about stuff, right? And then I have a friend girl I'll go travel with. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, I'm just like, okay, because they're married, you're married. I can say, Montana, I'm finna go out of town this weekend. Montana is still a married woman. You know what I'm saying? Even though she may be able to go, and you know, her husband ain't no leash cracker or whip cracker, she may be able to go, but it's common courtesy to be like, all right, girl, let me give her a little more advanced notice. But I have that friend girl, you know, who I can call and be like, hey, I'm finna go out of town this weekend. You want to ride with me? And she's like, let's go, you know? And so I feel like in the area of being a whole friend, like that whole friend, I don't think, and it's like, I don't think that one person can be that whole friend. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but sometimes we get weighted by always trying to be everything in a friendship. I have done that in my younger years. I have driven across state lines to be everything for the girlies I went to high school with. And I can guarantee you, I do not talk to those girls no more. I may talk to one of them periodically through text. You know what I'm saying? But I don't talk to them anymore. And mind you, I spent my 20s and 30s being everything to them. And when my mom passed, the only thing I got was a sorry for your loss. There was no come see me. You know what I'm saying? Every milestone that I've experienced, there was no cross the state line. Let me go check on her. You know what I'm Let me go see what she's up to. Let me, I got the phone calls and the text or a Facebook message here and there, but for the most part, there was no reciprocation of energy. Right? And so it was that experience that made me say, okay, well, maybe it's okay, So I have my friend Namie. If I don't talk to Namie probably in like 2 to 3 days, Namie, all bit of 5'2", will pop up at my door, beating on my door like the police, or lives in another state.
I used to be like that about someone. They'll remain nameless, but I used to be like that about someone, and then I stopped.
It's okay.
And a portion of that is because a lot of times we want in friendships that we won't even be the type of friend. We're not even that type of friend, but yet we want that type of friend. And I think that is appalling. And so there have been times where I have showed up for people, like you said, knocked on their door, made them talk to me or whatever the case may be. And, when I went through a similar situation or just a situation of my own, I had to sit in it by myself. Nobody came and knocked on my door. Nobody said, hey, girl, I ain't talked to you and, whenever, girl, you okay? Nobody ever did that. And then also, let me say, it is okay. I am even telling myself, like, I have to remind myself to stop being passive aggressive with my friends. You I am
passive aggressive?
I am.
Oh, must be to the ones that's a little more vetted.
To be funny? You trying to be funny? You're vetted. How long I've been knowing you?
About 15 years.
Okay.
And I've never met a passive aggressive Montana.
Well, when I say it's passive aggressive to me. Based on who I know myself to be, it is passive aggressive.
I've always met
because let me tell you, since we talking about it,
but I feel like this is me.
I feel like this is my therapy session with you. So let me just clue you in, okay?
Just like she said, she's never met a mean me. I'm like, not pretty people pretty much say they beg to differ, but go ahead, go off then, friend.
No, I know you can be mean.
Oh,
yeah, I know you can, but I didn't say you haven't been mean to me.
No, I haven't.
But anyway, with that being said, no, passive aggressive in the sense that, okay, so this is me, childish Montana, right? Some people have this illusion, and this is what prevents me from saying certain things, and why I would say I'm being passive aggressive, because some people have this illusion that because I'm addressing something, that it's the end of the world for me, and I'm so hurt, and because you're so bothered, and you're so I just be like, well, I don't want them to think that I give a damn, so I'll just keep it to myself. And then what ends up happening is I get mad at that at myself for keeping it to myself, because I held it to myself because I didn't want you to I didn't want you to take it as a big deal.
You've never done that with me.
You think I haven't, but I have.
Have you?
There is some.
Okay, well, it must come bubbling out by the time you bring it to me.
And sometimes it does, and that is how it has. And you know what? And I don't like that.
Oh, you don't like it? It don't bother me.
I don't like when it comes bubbling out.
Oh,
so
okay.
I feel like if you did something, let's address it and not let you do it 10 times. And then that 10th time, I can't take it anymore. So now it's bubbling.
I got you. And I'm so flighty to where I can literally do something and don't know or say something. And I
don't like to feel like people try to change me. So that is why I don't say certain things like initially, because I'm like, oh, that's Ivy. That's just Ivy. That's just Ivy.
And that's funny, 'cause that's the way I feel about you. I'll be like, that's Montana.
Yeah, and so I give people that's just them pass, because I feel like that these are, even though in that moment that annoyed me, that is also one of the things that I like about you. You know, that makes you who you are. So when you do those things, I'm like, even though I should call it out, but it's like,
She gonna do it again.
you know what I'm saying?
I like the bluntness. I'm a communicator. I love communication. I'm also one of those people who would prefer to sit in silence. You know, my little cousin is learning that about me. She loves to talk, and sometimes I will sit in complete silence and for hours, and she's just like, how do you do it? And I'm like, sometimes your throat get dry. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get tired of talking. And so I guess it works for us. But Montana, seriously, you know, I'm just big on never publicly embarrass me.
Oh yeah, I'm big on that too.
Don't do that, because then where you act up is where we act up. And if I get quiet and walk away, I'm pretty sure that's the end, like in the finality of it all. But and I'm just big on, like, that's just me. I think my friends sometimes think that I'm fragile because I can become obsessive about a situation. My obsessive nature over a situation is me processing and filtering it through my brain to keep it from kicking over to that little part of me that says finish him. And so, you know, like, lay waste to the village. So for me to process here is kind of like, let me see everybody's perspective. Let me see how it went, why it went that way, before I let it kick here, to where here filters to an extreme reaction to where you're like.
And that's how I feel when I feel like somebody is trying to, like, strategize our friendship. I'm cool on you.
Which, when you say strategize, what do you mean? Like, trying to, like, what do you mean? Like, picking at you or to pick
Playing
you apart?
games, just the game plan that some girls do.
Yeah, no, I don't like the game plan. I don't like the bullying. I don't
don't
like the double teaming. I don't
all
like
of that,
because
you see me being mean, but you don't see your other friends being mean.
Yeah.
You see, you know,
who
just
you see
different.
is
like
who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I am who I am. And I think after all of these years, 15 years, you can pretty much see. I know initially it was like, what she want? Why, girl? Why you here? You know what I'm saying? And it's understandable, because I'm just kind of like, hi. And people's like, oh, she can't be genuine. She got to be faking. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just me. And
imagine you come in and you're like, hi, and then people have a problem with that. People will have a problem when I come in and just want to peep the scene.
Yep.
Like, dang, girl, I just want to peep the scene. I don't want to do too much, because what I like to see, I like to come in and peep the scene and see who can I vibe with. That is all I'm trying to determine. Which, it's a group of us. Let's hear what you're talking about. Who can I vibe with?
And I am. Hi, everyone. I'm Ivy. How is everyone doing? Mind you, I am literally watching and peeping everyone as I respond, trying to see, checking vibes while I'm being like this I wouldn't even call it over the top. It's literally just me. And just kind of seeing it, but I'm peeping and watching. But I appreciate friends like you who walk in and be like, mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the shuttle shift, because I'm going to pay attention to Montana. And if Montana is kind of like, then I'm going to be like, all right, cool. We've actually gone out a couple of times and Montana has done that. And it's funny because I think we have a picture of it. It's well, we won't get into the backstory of that picture. But yeah, we've had pictures going out, and we have pictures of being in the same venue and me watching. I know that I've had her host the bridal show, and it was funny because I was flooding around, you know, with the thing, and she was watching people. And you don't know, but I was watching you watch people, because I knew, because between you and my mama, because she was more And Montana was more reserved with it. So I'm watching my mom and I'm like, she don't like nobody. But I'm watching Montana and I'm watching it. Everybody that I saw, you kind of give a, like a, you know, those people
I
turned
try not
out
to
trying
do it
to
with
be
my face. I really
snakes.
not.
No, for real. Those people turned out trying to be snakes because I've learned that sometimes the girl that's the kite needs a girl that's the string, right?
Okay.
Montana is very whimsical. I am the true definition of a weird girl. I like being the weirdo. You know what I'm saying? So she's whimsical. So you would think she's just like, ooh, la, 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 la. No, honey. No. She's not. She's very much she gonna watch you. She can even look you in your face. I've had to tell people before. They be like, your friend, she don't smile. I'll be like, but she's a sweetheart. She's
Oh,
sweet.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not gonna
right. I'll be like,
smile.
she don't mean it. She's really
don't
nice.
smile,
And
yeah.
people be like, I don't know. And when I see people that do that, I'm pretty much like, okay, so you're the type of, like, for me, it put things in perspective, right? Because I have a friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I have a friend or who's super caring, super loving, always want to help people, right? And I watch the people that gravitate towards her. They usually want to use, you know, take advantage of her or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Try to get in her wheelhouse so she can be one of those people that take her. Then I have the friend Namie, she's the biggest hugger, but she's also like a Montana, real kind of step back, watch you, you know what I'm saying? But she'll smile. Montana might not smile at you.
I smile more now. So
Okay, now you heard now, right? And then you have a friend like Montana who will peep the scene and watch everything. And then you have a friend like me who's just kind of like the tornado in the room and won't remember anything that anybody said by the time they finish talking. So you need
Don't
all of
forget
those,
about your
you know what I'm saying?
clip.
You need those friends. You need the friend that's gonna hug you. You need the friend like Montana. She says she's passive aggressive. That would be cool to see, you know.
Yeah, you funny.
But, you know, the one that's going to, and all my friends, and I love this about all my friends, and this is what I'm saying, especially for women, we need those friends who will have those hard conversations with you. You know what I'm saying? Who will have those get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the friend that's going to call and be like, girl, happy birthday. I don't even celebrate my birthday. I don't even call my grandbaby or my kids for mine. And I don't want nobody to call me for mine. So I'm not the person who's the sentimental friend. I'm not the friend I'm the friend like, what you doing, girl? You want to come over? You want to hang out? Montana's the friend like, girl, I sit in my house. I'm not finna come over. All right, let's go out to eat then. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. And you got to have those friends. And then you have those other friends who, we've been in this media business for me probably, when I was over 20 plus years. Montana, how long for you?
16.
16 years. So we know when people want to be around us for opportunity, you know? We've had those experiences, right? Who only want to be with us because they're trying to look around us and see who we're connected to. And so this is where the guards have been made, where we had to kind of learn how to navigate through different levels of friendship and different types of friendship. And even if we can quantify those things as friendships, I can say 10 toes down, I have 2 friends that I've been friends with since the second grade and the 5th grade. Now, these 2 cats, I don't have to talk to these 2 cats for months, or even a year or so, because our friendship was solidified back then. And they're also boys who I've never did anything with, and they're, you know, married or in long-term relationships. So I respect their relationships and walk away, you know, so their wives or girlfriends don't feel disrespected or whatever, right? But those 2, Joe and Carlos, taught me the true definition of friendship. They taught me the foundation of friendship and how that it's important for you to be fluid in your friendships, right? Fluid when your friends get relationships, because there's sometimes for us women, when our friends get into relationships, we become an afterthought. That's happened to me. Has that ever happened to you, Montana, where your girlfriend get married or in a long-term relationship?
The story of my life.
See, that part right there. I've had that happen to me, and because I have, Carlos and Joe, who's taught me, because again, when their relationships go to the forefront, it ain't my job to try to bully my way into their lives. It's my job, if I'm your friend, to stand, and not necessarily stand on hold, but stand by and be there or whatever. They also taught me the foundation of respect in relationship. I'm not going to sit with my friends and bash their men, because once they forgive their man, I'ma still be mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come to me if you mad at your old man. Talk about how he ain't gonna do nothing and you still with him. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. Like, those friendships, like, you have to have foundational friendships, and I feel like you just have to have the understanding of foundational friendships. You know what I'm saying? If your friendship is built on we talk every now and again, then hey, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you, for an over 45-year-old woman, for me, I have learned that making a mirror image of a best friend model, can it happen? Yes. Again, I don't talk in a holistic totality perspective. I talk in a situational perspective. Can a perfect friendship occur where you girls and you guys just best friends from the time you came out the womb to the time and you've never had an argument? I can assure you somebody else knows your secrets. Because there's no such thing as a perfect anything, right? Maybe perfect experiences, I don't know. I think that every friendship can be rooted in the principle of understanding beliefs. You can have a shared belief, and then there's sometimes you can have friendships where you may not believe the same thing, but you have a respect for each other, to not be like, oh, well, if you don't do what I say do, or you don't believe what I believe, then we can't be friends. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the people typically consort with their own kind, but I think that you can coexist in spaces, and you can have real relationships, real involvement with people, even if you don't necessarily agree on everything in life, right? I think that it's just important for friendships. Like, I think that over 45, you're a little too old to still be naive. This is not for everyone. Again, you're still a little too old to be naive and living in this cloud that you got to have these perfect experiences with friends. And I think that you're too old to be giving everybody the friendship label if you haven't vetted that person. My 10 and I probably got about 15 years. You know what I'm saying? My other friendships over 10 years, and I'm not giving you a time frame.
Normalize demoting friendships.
Normalize demoting
sometimes
friendships.
You need to demote those friends.
Sometimes it's okay to say,
very much okay.
We're not that type of friend anymore. It's okay for best friends to become friends, and it's okay for friends to become acquaintances, and it's okay for all of those levels to just stop existing with no hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? And you should just be cordial at that time, right? So going back to my girlies from high school, I can honestly say out of that friend group, it was about 5+ of us. I can honestly say that maybe 4 of us, or 2 of us absolutely do not speak anymore. And 2 of us speak in cordial situations, if that, not any animosity, but if we see each other as cordial, and one of us, we maybe communicate once a year. They all have their own lives, they all have their separate friendships, they all have their new best friends, you know what I'm saying, women that they call best friends, and other relationships. Does that mean that they no longer like you? Unless hey, some people do fall out of like with you, and that's okay. But let's normalize it. It's okay to demote your friends. If you've had friendship for years and years and years, it's okay to look up one day and be like, you know what, that's probably not my best friend anymore. That's probably not the only person that I will, and it's okay. You don't have to tear up the pictures. You don't have to delete the friendship. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to erase the memories, but it's okay to just put it to bed. Have you ever had to put someone to bed, Montana? Put a friendship to bed?
Absolutely. Well, I don't put it to bed. I put it to death. I give it a funeral.
I'm talking about a good relationship that just kind of fizzled out. You put it to death?
Death.
Oh, wow. Why
Once I
death?
give you a death, honey, it's done. Because
I'm talking about one that end amicably and you just guys just kind of drift apart. You put it to
well,
death?
it was going amicably what you said, okay? You know, I was understanding that, you know, we were in a different place, things were cool. Until this mofo decided she want to start doing Instagram stories about me. And so then you're dead.
Absolutely, you're dead. I never knew you.
Never did.
I never
clearly
knew
I didn't
you.
know
You know what I'm saying?
Clearly,
I'm
I never
biblical
knew
on
you.
you. I never knew ye. Oh wow, no, I don't. You know, I can't say if I've ever had that experience, and if I have, I never cared to. I don't. This is the bad part about me. I don't check my friends' social media pages. Once I give you my phone number, I feel like if there's something, an experience you want me to be a part of,
And I'm the same way.
I feel like you should text me, call me, and if I have to learn about anything from you from social media, I believe that that will solidify where I stand in your life. You know, if I have to find out that you're sick, if I have to find out that someone passed away, if I have to find out anything about you that's on a personal scale,
No, I feel the same way.
Feel like, you know,
but keep
hey.
in mind, this was in the days of, you know, when Instagram first hit, you know, first like stories and things like that. We started getting, this was years ago. And this was a friend that I was cool with since middle school.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, it was a bad breakup. It was a bad breakup. It was a bad breakup.
I've had a couple of bad breakup. Well, one that took the cake. I can honestly say losing that friendship broke my heart because they say you always get a soulmate. Most people look at soulmates sexually, but soulmates can just be someone that you feel like you were knitted together in a previous life. Feel like you done walked through a couple of
That's
lives
how
together.
I feel about my best friend now.
Yeah.
She's my soulmate.
Yeah,
for
this
sure.
girl was my best friend's soulmate, and we started learning different philosophies and different biblical perspectives, right? And she called me one day and she was like, I can no longer be friends with you because you're learning something that I don't believe in. And she was 10 tones down for it. The crazy part about it, I had a precursor dream where I knew that something she was going to call me with something that it was going to break my heart. It broke my heart. I cried as if that girl had passed away. Maybe 2 to 3 years later, she came back interested in what that I was learning. And she was like, well, what you're learning seemed closer to the Bible and I want to know more. Well, you broke my heart then. I will not give you you shall not pass. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I was done because like you, I had put the relationship out to pasture. I had closed that chapter in my life and I was like, I'm not willing to open that. I'm glad that you're trying to learn a different biblical perspective, right? But I wish you the best of luck. But it can't come from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't trust you in that because you didn't try to learn then. You gave me a final, we can't be friends, screw you, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Type of, you finalized the relationship then. So what would be the point of me trying to relight that torch? And you know what I'm saying? Like, you showed me you showed me that you can give up on this friendship. There's no need for me to try to go back into it. And like you said, it's okay to decommission friendships. It's okay to demote people from friends. She did it first and I let her sit in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, bet. And I'm not going to go lap around the same pool that got excrement in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of the things that about friendship. Over 45, sometimes we got to move beyond the niche of thinking we have to be so linearly focused on our friendships and what our friendships do for us and what they are to us. Sometimes if we're holding on to friendships that no longer bring a value in our lives, it's okay to put that friendship, decommission that friendship and put it on the shelf and be like, it was fun while it lasted before it becomes an Instagram post. It's okay to reevaluate and reassess your friendships and see if those friendships serve you. If you're moving in a different way and you don't think that friendship serves you, hey, how about sitting down and having a conversation about it? It's okay. We need to move out of the thing that we just kind of let things fizzle away and not give any finality to it. Some things you do have to. If you have a toxic friendship, then you're crazy. If you have a toxic friendship over 45, you're out of your mind. But whatever. Some people aren't healed. But, give us your definition of friendship and what you think that friendship means. We know that everything that glitter ain't gold. And sometimes our friendships are based in, like Oprah. So many people probably consider Oprah friends, and she is loyal to no one, even past death, which is crazy work. So I'm glad she fell on that stage. But leave us a comment. What you think in the comments? What do you think in the comments about friendships? Is it okay to forge new friendships over 45, or even to decommission friendships once they no longer add value to your life? So let us know what you think, and join me not this Sunday coming, but the following the second and fourth Sunday of the month for Beyond the Niche podcast.
Yes, so July 12th.
July 12th. Mm-hmm. I am your host, Ivy. Montana is our voice in the sky. And don't forget, if you want to join the after party, hit up Montana to join the after party and become part of the family, okay? Oh, and by the way, this show was sponsored by Sweet Kitty Club. It is the best all-natural, handmade, organic. Montana, tell the people what it is.
Vegan products that are for your skin. So that would be soaps, body oils, shower gels, and V-Steam kits. So yeah, hit up sweetkittyclub.com, and like she said, follow us to the after party. Since we're about to close out, I'm going to close out with one of the audios from the video you sent me. This is titled "Get Thee Away."
Okay,
and it's in regards to friendship. So we'll go out to that.
And who made that? It was on TikTok, and is the person who made it, want to give her a shout out?
I have no idea her name because it doesn't say. It just says "Get Thee Away."
Okay, well, whoever made it, you know who you are on TikTok. Thank you for such a great topic, and I hope we were able to add to that. So get thee away, because we're gone. Get away.
Friends, and I see you start copying me, I'm immediately blocking, and I'm not fooling with you no more. And I'm saying this as someone that's at the end of their 30s, and I don't mean it in you a copycat, because I believe in inspiration. I believe in being inspired and being around people that are like-minded. Sometimes, collaboration, you have to have like minds. So I understand. But it comes to a point when people copy you. I always meet people that copy me, and then they act like nothing happened, or they act like we didn't have a conversation about it. Or if I not bringing it up as in, hey, you copied me, I'd be like, hey, so how's such and such going? They don't even want to talk to me about it, because it's like they know what they did, but they still want to be around me, and I just genuinely don't understand that shit. I'm done trying to figure that shit out, so I will immediately stop fucking with you. For instance, I made a career choice, and I had a friend that was like, you shouldn't do that. That's crazy. That's stupid. You shouldn't do it. Told other people to try to convince them to tell me, you shouldn't do it, whatever. I did it anyway. I don't listen to people. I do what the fuck I want to do. I always have. But the crazy part is she ended up doing it. And this would constantly happen. And then I had another friend along the line. This was small, but this is where I'm at with it. Once I catch you doing it, because I feel like you tested me to see how far you could go, I'm cutting that shit off. We were talking about doctors, and she decided that the doctor, she was just asking me what doctor I picked. And she said she was picking a different doctor, acting like the doctor I picked, wasn't a good idea or whatever. Like a little bit later, we had a conversation about the doctors, and she ended up getting the same doctor, and I had a hard time getting into that doctor because it has to be by like You have to be accepted by the doctor. Like other people have to recommend you because she was full at the time. So you done got the doctor, and now I'm on the wait list. So when I see people start doing weird